frío que hace mi casa, por Dios. Qué frío que hace mi casa, por Dios. Ok. am, Voy a acabar la historia, o esa es mi intención por lo menos. Acabar la historia de Fontaine. Am, sí, básicamente eso. Me han dicho que la historia es muy buena. Y acabé la primera parte, así que quisiera acabar ya la segunda. Básicamente. Qué buena cosa. ¿Cómo es esto? Ah, hmm, hmm. Sí, el último que estaba haciendo es pasearme por aquí. Y esto de aquí. La verdad es que me queda un montón de cosas que investigar. No sé cuántos hidro... ¿Qué es esto? ¡Ah! Me acaban de disparar. Sí. Bueno, no sé cuántos hidróculos me queden. Tampoco. Am, Completé un nivel nomás. Entonces sé que me falta un montón todavía. Pero no pueden ser tantos, porque Fontaine es pequeño, la verdad. O sea, a comparación con cuando salió Sumeru, sé que va a crecer un montón, mucho más, ¿no? Pero ahorita en este momento, a comparación de cuando salió Sumeru, no es tan grande que digamos. Am, yo no le siento tan grande. Algo también diferente que voy a estar haciendo es que esta vez voy a tratar de prestar atención a a la historia, o por lo menos no
Greetings,
saltarme mucho,
boss.
pero
How
mi
may I be of
paciencia tiene un límite
assistance
también.
today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yes, sir.
With something that dramatic,
80,
I'm sure
hijo de puta, hay
journalists will milk it for
85
all it's worth.
hidróculos.
And it'll.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident
85
happened with
hidróculos
my
son más
father, it was
que
raining
hay
outside,
anemóculos en todo el
and we
monstruo.
found some clothes left at the
Wow.
scene. After my
Pero
partner here put the dots
Fontaine es
together for me,
enano.
I feel like we should try to reopen
Denso.
his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Ok.
Hmm. Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. But when I got there,
So you also remember.
indeed, the
Indeed.
guard said that the
Sí,
first
esto
shot
estoy en
didn't
este
hit anyone,
mundo de...
while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's very possible.
At least from our
Estoy en modo
perspective,
detective
my
ahorita,
father had no
¿cierto?
reason to kill. So he would also
Tengo
have
miedo
no
de
reason to bring an extra gun with him.
Yes.
The gun he was
Solo tengo
holding
miedo.
probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the... But hold on. If that's what it... He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine. And chose it. Did he lose all faith in the courts? After...
About that, Maloose told me a thing or two. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth...
I understand. Then I'll leave Miss... And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callis, many people have laughed at me for still calling him, but it was
Callas,
Mr.
creo que es el
Callis'
papá de
trust that
Navia.
allowed me to rise to
¿Navia
no
se
matter
llama?
what others might say.
Don't worry.
¿Que murió?
You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know...
De lo que tengo entendido. Ay, está lejos. Sí, está lejos. Por esto me falta todavía un montón de... 1, 2... No sé hacer eso. 1, 2... 3... Ah, solo me quedan 3. Me quedan 3 teletransportes que no he hecho. A no ser que haya alguno escondido también, que es posible. Cortos de corto Fontaine. A ver. ¿Quién eres tú?
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Thierry.
Oh, now, what
Oh, so
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member...
are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances...
I mean, Callis did a fantastic job running the town. Building Spina di Ros... It would be next to impossible
Hablando
for
de
me to find a
Callas.
similarly easy... Anyway, enough chit-chat.
Ah, yes. These two, what happened at the Opera House, made us realize that Lenny's case...
Ah,
Está hablando de su
I get
papá.
it. You think there might be... If you want to go through the original files from your father's case...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question.
Garden
Of
Mix, no sé qué son
course.
Garden Mix.
Without them,
Ah, ya
do
sé
you
que son
ask?
Garden Mix, claro, son esos
We
robots.
definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence.
Well, you see, just recently. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something again...
¿Le está acusando o qué es?
Then you
O-
think, if I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units.
Sospechoso.
They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the...
Bueno, bien por Thierry. Me pareció súper inútil todo esto de aquí. Está lejos. No leo. Siento aquí está cerquita. Fuímonos. No. Por aquí debe haber tantas cosas escondidas. Tantos cofres y tantas... Más que nada cofres. Uno que otro hidróculos quizá. Este lugar es gigantesco. Ajá, por eso hice esa caída. Sabía que iba a pasar esto.
Hello, how may I help you?
Calcacni,
I'm here to see
qué buen
Marcel.
nombre.
Could you please let him know? You can just say... Sure, I will...
Marcel, qué buen nombre.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as...
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted...
Yes, I've...
Oh, you were at the opera.
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder? I also witnessed your
Uy,
marvelous sleuthing
dudoso.
work. quite to beat the Hydro
El
Archon at her
tío
own
silencioso, dudoso.
game on her own turf. I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine.
Oh,
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case.
Exactly. I still don't have much
Oh, and
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And
Gardamex.
there was also an attempt to get me to drink. If not for the vigilance of my partner,
oh, you're giving us too much credit.
alas,
Me gusta que dice
but rest
que si no
assured,
fuera por mis
Poisson will always remain
compañeros.
safe.
Dijeron croissant.
If you're scared, you can
Oh no,
always
poison.
return. If
Escuché
anyone
croissant.
dares to lay that
Thank you, Uncle. Do you have any new thoughts on my father?
about that. The confrérie was responsible for that banquet. So I was out and about the whole time, making sure things. Then I heard the sound of
Dudoso.
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth
Dudoso.
come.
Dudoso. Puedo lanzar un deseo, no, ¿verdad? No, tengo 28. Ah, pero hay algo aquí en el correo. Ah, es que dice cumpleaños de Ningguang. Yep. Ok. Por favor, déjame hacer algo más que solo hablar.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
¿Cómo que no? El tío estaba
I suppose that's to be expected, though.
dudosísimo.
If a single conversation's all anyway,
El tío es un
even though we didn't
impostor,
make a
amigos.
breakthrough.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered and that he had no choice. If I had to guess, he probably received an
Eso o
order
es el
from the Sith
mayordomo,
boss to
pero
kill my
sería
father.
bien triste eso.
Had he refused,
So Jacques fired the first shot?
oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory.
La verdad no tiene mucho sentido. O sea, tiene sentido, pero
Besides, Jacques,
suena
the
muy
attack from the
circunstancial y
Gardamex,
muchas
it's obvious that our enemy has
asunciones,
become more antsy
o
after
sea,
the secret of the primordial.
ideas que no
think
tienen si
he
las
knew,
funcionan o no.
even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Marcel.
Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the confrérie, he could also afford a large number. Still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has
No,
been
no,
around
niña,
since I
siempre
was
son
just
los
a
hermanos
child.
vengativos.
Also,
Siempre es
wouldn't this
así.
mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
No, 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 yo sigo pensando que es Marcel. Florence, ¿quién
Florent?
putas es Florence?
It is true that he was closest to my father, but as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and...
Yo sé, por eso dije Marcel.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able...
¿Thierry?
Thierry, you say? Huh. But I didn't feel like
Esta
he was
madre,
lying when
esta
he was
madre.
talking to us about the Mecha.
¿Para qué nos preguntas
I
quién puede
also
ser si
don't
los
think
tres
he'd be able to keep
sospechosos
that kind
dices
of
que no es,
tampering
güey?
under wraps.
¿Qué quieres que me saque un sospechoso de la
And he
manga? O
actually
sea,
tampered with the mecha. We'd be able to prove it with us. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy.
Who could it be?
no sé, huevón, ya me hiciste perder todos los sospechosos. Choose the most, no, leí medio segundo. Todo es irrelevante, a ver, déjame leer esto. Florent de la basically he was very grateful to Carla for his kindness. Yo voy a seguir diciendo que fue Marcel, güey.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Uncle Marcel is indeed the most
No
suspicious of
tengo
them
idea
all.
si es que siempre hice eso cuando...
Other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable,
Oh,
and his
es el
judgment of
mayordomo.
others'
Ajá.
trustworthiness has been fair. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. We need far more solid...
Navia,
Es
here you
interesante
are.
porque... Ah, tierra.
I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the god?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Oh, shit, otro caso.
Wasn't that
Este es el de
place built
Child, creo, ¿verdad?
specifically for holding trials? What's so new?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial
Es
is a
Child,
Fraternity harbinger called
Tartaglia.
Tartaglia.
What? Is that...
Yeah, we know him.
Well,
Denso, ¿qué
he's
habrá
been
hecho ahora?
accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances
Sí, yo
case.
creo lo mismo.
It's absurd,
O
don't you
sea,
think?
yo tengo entendido que el
Wait,
doctor,
how?
el dottore,
None
se
of our
robaba
investigations have had anything to do
niños
with
para
him.
hacer sus...
That's what I thought was strange about it. So I
Niños
came
para
to tell
hacer
you the news
sus
right away.
investigaciones, sus experimentos.
If the
Eso lo
charge
hizo a
against
Collie.
him stands, then it'll be next to
Entonces, ajá,
impossible
los
to get the
Fatui
guards
haciendo
to
eso no me
support any of
sorprendería.
our planned investigation.
Right. Because they'll think they've already...
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder.
I understand. Huh? Split up?
Y miramos, ¿eh?
What do you mean? Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprits... You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do... I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up...
Ok.
You.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
Tenemos el...
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver.
Sí,
When
¿de
did
dónde
you
salieron estas
We
manos?
heard that you'll be leaving Poisson. It's our hope that
No me
your
gusta cómo dicen
confidence will be
poison.
bolstered with
Suena mucho a
Thank you so much.
croissant.
Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon,
See you then.
Qué interesante porque casi no he visto nada de Furina. Lo cual no sé qué opinar
Now
de
that
eso.
Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going.
La... Oh,
The location has
un
already been
chile.
marked on the map, so let's head over.
La Arconte mismo se siente muy rara. Muy extraña, o sea... What? Ok. Tú. Acá. ¿Y esto qué es? What? The fuck acaba de pasar. Es por tiempo. Tengo que correr. Ah, sí, qué chistoso. Corre, 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 corre. Sí, ¿no? ¿No? Ya me distraje. Ya me distraje en 2 segundos. Ah, no me distraje.
There's quality here.
Y luego hay más por aquí. Y más por aquí. What the fuck. Ok. Ok. Sí, ya me distraje completamente.
There's quality
Ahí
here.
está el Silly. Nice. Furina se ve como un arconte muy diferente. Es como que no No tiene claro sus... Ay, Dios, me voy a morir.
Let the show be.
Básicamente como que no le importa ser arconte. Creo que a muchos de esos arcontes no les importa, pero esta mañana como que vive del espectáculo, o sea... no sé qué tan buena idea fue hacer esto. Pero bueno, ya está muy bien. Au. Y como vive del espectáculo, es como que le gusta llamar la atención. Lo cual es raro porque si tú eres el arconte, literalmente el dios de tu pueblo, ¿cuál es esa necesidad de decir como que, hey, miren, me voy a acusar a esta persona de esto y hacer esto de aquí y hacer esto de acá? Como que no es tampoco, no sé, como que hay arcontes como Venti, como... Ay, y como Sean Lee, que se escondieron.
It's not my concern.
Ya. Arcontes como Raiden Shogun que gobernaron así como que diciendo, hey, mírame, soy yo. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Find the entrance to the headquarters.
According to Malusa's info, the sixth production base is
Aquí es bajo el agua.
underwater. Let's go and
Me
try
gusta
to
lo
find the
rápido que se
entrance.
nada aquí, güey. Y que no te vas a ahogar. No ahogarse es como que hermoso también. Tengo algo aquí. Pero este arconte es súper diferente. Y se me hace muy raro. ¿Ah? Hay un... ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Un hidróculos por aquí? Ah, justo en la entrada. Ok. Sin querer.
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the Ah, you're right. An important place like this, Navia's probably arguing up a storm.
Oh, se ve cool. También vamos a ver cómo le va a Navia. Interesante. Child.
It would appear that I must repeat my
Jubilee.
question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you
ver,
accept the
Tartaglia.
charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the... However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right?
Ay,
I've got to
niño.
admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the...
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the way. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student
¿Qué?
that learns best in the heat of battle.
Si quieres putazos contra el arconte.
No.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this...
That case had nothing to do with it. Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Yo también estaría pensando lo
I
mismo, la
told you
verdad.
it couldn't be one of the
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerate... But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge...
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had... We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. And if my
Ah, le va a
charge is
culpar al
proved
tío,
true,
¿verdad?
then Tartaglia here will be proved...
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, Who is the...
That person is...
Mi pregunta es, ¿puedo escoger lo que sea? ¿O tiene que ser, o si me equivoco me dice como que no, no, ese no? Esa es mi pregunta. Porque si no... Déjame buscar, based on the evidence, who is the true culprit behind... Ya diré para hacerme. El poder del interweb. Me gusta la musiquita. Information about Marseille. So... No tengo nada de eso. What? A ver, quiero ver qué pasa si es que aplasto esto de aquí.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of
Okay.
Cabriere.
No sé.
Huh? What Confrérie?
I've heard of them. Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter.
I mean...
Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Es interesante porque
Yes,
a Furina no
I
le
do.
hacen nada por
In
hacer
that case, I
acusaciones
declare the
falsas.
charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Esto es The Truth Lost with the Rain, si no me equivoco. No, esa es la
Mr.
última
Marcel,
parte.
you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's
Qué
going
locura,
on.
le estamos culpando a
I
nuestro
think
tío
an
de la
attorney
muerte
won't
del
be
papá.
necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss
Ah.
Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that?
Esto va a
Callus
durar
was my
10 años,
benefactor.
¿verdad?
Remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
Uy, dudoso,
Even
Furina,
I'm
dudoso.
struggling to remember some details of that case.
Uy, Furina.
Exactly correct, Your Honor.
Dudoso, dudoso.
I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
A ver, dígamelo. Nobilet Navia.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabriere. During the
Okay.
banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance Jacques lay dead from a gunshot wound.
Ok, ahí están culpando a
The
Callas.
guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have... The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Callas was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel. These are the known facts about...
Ok, ahora tengo que cambiar las cosas.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. In truth, the third person... After that, the true culprit turned the third... Thank you for the summary, However, we should revisit the case now that...
A ver, ahí les voy, amigos. El banquete, a ver si es que hago el banquete. Ok, no, nada de eso. Two gunshots? Ok, let me see this. No. Huh. No. Esta de aquí.
The testimony
Nice.
of the victim's family. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared. Unfortunately for Jacques, the
Jacques. Scene of the crime. Es lo mismo, ¿no? Eso no tiene nada que ver, la verdad. Ajá. Puede ser
this
esto de
assassin
aquí.
first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callas, only for Callas to wrestle the.
Un poquito rebuscada esa explicación. ¿Esto puede ser esto de aquí?
A
Sí.
pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques, but now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the
Ok,
scene.
no es
And
prueba
that they were
completa,
turned
sigue
into
siendo muy
water after
circunstancial.
committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use.
Sigue siendo un poco
Realizing
circunstancial,
this,
la verdad,
the
pero
true
bueno.
culprit
Me
caused the
encantan
hired
los dibujos,
assassin to dissolve
me
into
encantan. O
water,
sea,
leading
me gustaría poder
everyone
ver
to
cada
believe
uno como que de
Callas was
cerquita y todo.
responsible for.
Esto va a durar 10 años, por cierto, qué bestia. Ya voy a estar aquí una horita y ya. O lo que me dé.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all the...
What a great theory. It also explains Callas's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing.
Alternatively,
My second question has to do with the... Then why didn't Mr. Callas explain himself in court? If he had
Sí, eso me
testified
hace
that
raro,
the
que más
person
nunca
had
dijo
been
como que no, no,
dissolved,
es
he
por
could
esto o
have
algo
at least
así.
mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him, The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my... But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house can...
So, you mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any...
Of course. All you need
Tengo pruebas.
is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So...
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and
Algo me dice que
twisted.
esta mamá va a ser mi personaje
Just
favorito.
one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Qué
Since
triste
that's
cosa.
your testimony, I have no...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial...
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle
Marcel
Marcel
me va a dar
teach
la
you,
sacar
and
la
do you
puta,
know
le
what the
estoy
biggest
viendo.
flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya
Oh, el
when
man es
I
de
was young to
Snezhnaya.
come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever...
Sí, huevón, pero es una
I do
organización, no solo tú.
apologize, Demoiselle. This was...
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of... You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and
Y el man
family
estaba
when I left
preparado para
Snezhnaya for
defenderse
the
de
first
eso.
time.
Eso no es...
Could those
O sea,
records
yo
and
no estoy
testimonies
preparado para
do something
defenderme
to appease the
de que me acusen
unspeakable
de
anguish in
secuestradora,
your
no sé
heart?
qué.
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
A no ser que sepa que me van a acusar, güey.
Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Me sorprendí de que digas un nombre que no conozco. Sí, fue el güey. Ya volví. Al fin puedo jugar. Un segundo. Ay, no, no, no. Un segundito. Yep. Shao Wonder. No puedo usar ni las ultis, nada de eso aquí, no. No. Igual afecta aquí el daño que tiene el personaje de manera original, no lo sé. Ah, igual ya puedo usar las ultis aquí, así que todavía. Hola. Oh. Oh. Interesante. Oh, esto va a doler. Todavía no me acostumbro a pelear contra estos manes. Y este man es nuevo. Deusia, Ousia o Neuma. Sí, es muy complicado, honestamente, o sea, porque siempre está pidiéndome que use Eusia o Neuma y yo no sé cómo hacer eso. Entonces, como que entro en pánico. No sé por qué usé la ulti de Shao. Tengo la cabeza en otra parte. Espero que no me ataquen porque tiene celular. Debí haber puesto más atención. Ah, estoy aquí. De ya. A ver. Ay, cofre.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way.
Si no hay una forma, haz una forma. Puedo usar al Wanderer.
Find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
¿Sabes que el Wanderer me lleva hasta allá? ¿Puedo romper el juego? No me lleva hasta allá, no. Pero podría ir hasta... No sé si puedo romper el juego. ¿Puedo llegar hasta allá? Puedo llegar hasta allá. ¡No! ¡La madre! No usó no voló. A ver. A ver, Wanderer. No me decepciones esta vez.
Squall and Fury.
No llega, no. Voy a llegar como que por aquí. No. Ok. Lo intenté. Tengo que ir bajo tierra. Tengo que... ¿Sí? ¿No? No. Ah, no, sí. Sí, sí. Y esto abre... ¿Algo? ¿Cada capa sube el agua?
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Ay, debería estar prestando más atención a lo que está pasando. Ok, ahora tengo que ir para acá. Aquí estuve, güey. Y se abrió la de aquí. Está abierta esta de aquí. No veo, no está cerrada.
Too slow.
Ah, se abre de los lados, ok. Fuck my life. Ok.
I'll protect us.
Que no tiene tanta fuerza ahora que lo veo. No tiene tanta defensa, creo. ¿No te moriste? Gracias. Pica la nariz.
Cry loud. Boring. The wind rises.
Me gusta mi equipo. No sé por qué le siento más fuerte. O los de Fontaine son más débiles, no sé.
Following me.
Pero te sientes diferente.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Me pica la nariz. Ya. Bueno, tampoco fue tan complicado hacer lo que tenía que hacer. Siento que me estoy saltando un montón de cofres porque no estoy ni prestando atención. Pero bueno, es lo que hay. ¿Se abre y se cierra o solo se queda abierto? ¿Se va a cerrar o no? Creo que no se cierra. Y aquí abajo, la muerte. Ok, y aquí adelante, enemigos. Estos mecha, estos, ¿cómo se llaman? Estos sí son medio complicados, como... son diferentes. No tenemos esto ya. Me van a matar. Mentira, no. Mentira capaz. No sé con quién enfocarme. Uy. Au.
I taste blood.
No, los perros. Uy.
Know your place.
¡A la bomba! No. ¿Qué es esto? No sé. Nice. Voy a dejar que me curen un rato. Y tenía razón.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the
Ok, tengo que buscar evidencia.
What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace,
Oh no.
even a makeup box.
Eso suena terrible. Suena de las personas desaparecidas.
Paimon sees it too, but why are... Huh? You mean the
Yep.
girls... And all the boxes of things. These names.
Ajá, es horrible eso. Horrible. ¿Qué más puedo investigar? ¿Puedo investigar por aquí? No creo. No, ¿aquí hay algo? No. Aquí debe haber algo. Hay una cosa aquí.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes... Callus.
Calas, what?
Navia's father.
Ah, es un reporte del que le investigaba.
Seems to be an investigation. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not... The old dog's a real... He can act when... I concur. Let's send someone... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Oh, look! over
No sé
here.
muy bien qué es un
It's full
basin.
of water.
Creo que es como que justo un contenedor para agua o algo así.
And that special water is the main. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can. Paimon will take notes on this.
Bueno, mucha evidencia incriminante. Esto ya está. Aquí hay muchas más cosas.
What's this over here? Looks like some experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his
Número
theory as a
16.
foundation
Qué
to
horrible,
achieve a
weón.
breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea.
22, 23 y 24. O sea, lo que estoy intentando ver es que les están tratando de desintegrar en agua.
Paimon, how can someone write something that terrible and you read the rest? Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Les tratan de hacer algo de forma tan... Les tratan de volver agua y luego que vuelvan a... Ajá, aquí está, sí. Justo el objetivo de la investigación es salvar a su amante, una mujer llamada Vinier, no sé cómo se pronuncia, que fue disuelta.
So
Ajá.
that's why he did all of
Quieren
these
regresar a
experiments.
las personas que fueron disueltas.
Did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Ayer, ahí está el nombre.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Ah, él es el que... Oh, shit, él es el malo.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it!
Y la Oceania es Vinier.
No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want... In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Un segundo. Ay. Ay, qué traumas, weón. Ah, no, no sé qué tengo que hacer. Seguir investigando.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stop. Whoa! There's even fruit flavored synth?
Fruit flavor.
whatever it is, probably that way. Even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon will...
Ok, tengo que seguir investigando. Oh, más cosas. O sea, bueno, todo esto ya vino. La identidad de Bashir. Pues si yo tuviera que adivinar, yo diría que aquí donde investigan las cosas puede estar su identidad. No, mala mía. No creo que sea eso aquí. O sea, ¿esto? ¿Los objetos? Oh, los objetos.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then... Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story.
Ah, ¿qué dice? ¿Qué? Love. Love. What the fuck dice ahí?
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. The final name she decided on was... Marcel. Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son? Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Ver un segundo. A ver. What is revisas the true identity of Bashir? Pues obviamente el notebook.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been
Oh my god,
Vacher.
estoy hablando.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
Entonces bueno.
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards,
Sí, perdió
please
la
restrain
cabeza,
him.
güey.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save
Un poquito
Venier.
loquito está tu pana.
Venier, please, Venier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher, and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea, and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others, and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callis at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callis into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water
Lo
from
mejor
the
es que
primordial
no
sea
puedo ni
became
siquiera
public
salirme de aquí
knowledge.
ahorita, o sea, tengo que
This
esperar.
case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the series...
We really just...
He's hurt so many... Huh? Are you okay?
No, nadie, ¿qué le pasa?
Mademoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
A day our late boss.
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, passed wrong. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now?
According to court protocol, since this trial...
Oh, come on.
Please respect the laws of Fontaine.
All right.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established the guilty party has... We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal to render the... According to the judgment, guilty.
¿Culpable? ¿Culpable de qué, huevón? Es que acabamos de descubrir que la otra persona es...
That's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice...
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui heart?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case?
¿Qué
The
carajos?
judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is,
Oratrice
by law,
Mécanique
the final
d'Analyse
verdict of the
Cardinal.
court. We must accept the guilt. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Dude, what? O sea, acabamos de descubrir quién fue y aún así le quieren hacer culpable a ese man.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Pues la plena
You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
He's activating his spell legacy!
acabo de explotar.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld. Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Looking at me. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
No, pero tiene que fingir,
However,
Paimon.
given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable! All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although...
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying...
She probably just put
Sí,
on that performance to
siempre
save
hace eso solo
face.
para
As for the
no
truth,
quedar mal.
it's
Es un
unlikely that
arconte
she
muy
actually
raro.
has any idea.
Estás desesperado por la aprobación de los demás.
However, please be assured that I will continue to
Más
investigate
que
this case in
importarle
a
que
personal capacity.
su ciudad
Just as I
sea
promised.
justa como
The
es la ciudad
judgment
de la
has been
justicia.
incorrect.
Alright. Even though we've... After all...
Parece que más le importa que le quieran. Ok, y aquí muere esto porque estoy cansado. ¿Qué me pide Leave the Opera House? Me falta mucho. Tal vez. Esto es que When All Return to the Waters. Esta es la tercera parte del... Esta es la final también. Ah, sí. Ah. Bueno, ojalá pueda acabar mañana. Pero si no, pues ya nada. Y ahí muere esto de aquí. Estoy cansado. Mañana hay Fórmula 1. Así que bye. ¿Dónde está? Stop broadcast. Broadcast settings.